Hey there. Hey, what's going on? Oh, not a lot. How are you? I'm doing good. You're doing. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yeah. You haven't changed. No, I haven't changed. What happened? I don't know. You tell me. Well, I'll tell you what happened. In this episode of Relax Is Just Foam, Part 2, I decided to rebuild this foam skull. The footage that I shot for this one was not as good as I'd like it to have been. It wasn't. Nope. And I made a little change to the mouth plate, so I wanted to create a little bit better video for you guys to show you what I did. So we actually went in and built this guy. Yeah, check me out. I'm on TV. Woohoo! Yeah. So they're identical. Same pattern and everything. The main difference was I used just a different mouth plate design, and I like the mouth plate design a lot better for this one. So I wanted to build it and show it to y'all what I did. Plus, I have 2 puppets that I need to build. My mother has requested me to build a couple of puppets for her and her grandchildren. So, haha, we got 2 heads. Talking heads. We're the talking heads. That don't make no sense. You gotta be over 40 to get that one. Anyway, so like I said, where we left off with this one was creating the pattern. And for this video, what we're going to do is we're going to start off making the mouth plate, tracing our pattern onto some foam, and creating this beautiful foam skull. I apologize to anybody who was anticipating this video to come out last Friday. I had a friend of mine contact me for a commercial shoot, and everything got put on hold to take care of that project really quick. So without further ado, episode 2 of Relax, It's Just Foam. So we're going to start out by building our mouth plate, and what I have done was traced out the mouth plate patterns to a piece of foam core, and I'm going to go in and carefully cut these pieces out. You can use any material. You can use plastic, you can use wood. I happen to like foam core. It works great for me. I've never had any issues with it. After I did the foam core, I traced out the mouth plates onto a piece of scrap, what is that material? Canvas. And I'm just going to glue them down. I leave about 1 inch between the top and bottom mouth plate. This is going to give me a little bit of wiggle room with the puppet's mouth, a little bit more control. Plus, with bigger hands, it seems to be a little bit more comfortable for the operator, at least for me. So we'll glue those down. Make sure that they're nice and snug in. And after we get them glued in, we're just going to rough cut the excess material off. Okay, I'm going to grab a piece of red felt. Measure it up real quick and trim that out. Make sure that this is dry. Remove the excess material. Apply a generous amount of glue. We'll do kind of a wet fit, that way we have to make sure we get all the wrinkles out and we can get it nice and smooth. Glue that down and press it in. Make sure it all fits. Yay, it does. And let's go in and remove the excess material. Now I need to add some finger grips. So I'm going to use some 1-inch foam. Cut me off a piece to size, kind of rough fit it in. And cut another piece. Once we get them, I'm going to slice these in half, that way I have a nice wedge looking. I was trying it with a razor blade first, but then it just was a pain, so I went ahead and used my scissors and cut them down. It doesn't have to be neat and perfect. I'm going to put some glue onto the bottom of those, and some glue onto the mouth plate, and put our finger grips in place. And here I'm checking them out, they're a little too tall, so I'm just going to kind of trim the bottom off just a little bit, get them down to a good size. Now I want to create a pocket to put our fingers in. It's going to go around the top, inside of the top mouth plate. So I'm going to start with just use my pattern, and since I have we have that foam wedge piece in there, I'm just going to extend it out on the sides a little bit to cover for that 1 inch. We'll cut that out. La-da-dum. And we'll use that one to create a second one. Let's put that in frame so you can see it. Okay, now we'll just do kind of a rough fit to get an idea, see if they're gonna fit. They do. Make sure everything's nice and ready to go. And we're gonna apply some glue to the edge. One thing that I like to do, I do with all my professional ventriloquist figures that I build, full-size ventriloquist figures that I build, is I will line this inside of this pocket and the finger grips with some, with this scrap piece of fleece. This adds a lot of comfort for the operator, and it also helps protect the foam from wear and tear. Now we're just gluing this pocket to around the top edge. And you see that, notice there's some little corners that stick out there. We're gonna just trim those down in a second. Once we get everything glued in place, it's time to start tracing out the pieces for the foam skull. This is the top part. This is the top left. And I'm putting an arrow to mark the front and a dot to indicate it's the left side. Arrow for the front, and there's no dot because this is the right side. Let's label it top front left, top front right. Now we'll do the same thing for the other pieces. See, I'm tracing around the perimeter and I'm leaving the openings to the darts. I'm just skipping past those. And I'm placing dots at the base of the dart where they connect, where the pieces connect. I did this because I noticed that I wasn't getting a very clean line on my darts when I was just trying to trace them out all together. So what I ended up doing was leaving those open, putting some dots at the base of them, and then I just went back in with my ruler and drew my darts in. And you can compare them. I got a much nicer line, easier to follow. Okay, moving right along. Now it's time to just rough cut out all of our pieces. Separate the two, the left from the right pieces. Just kind of studying, seeing how they're going to go together. Now let's go ahead and cut out our pieces. I'm going to just start off by following the parameters. And once I get the parameters cut out, then I'll go ahead and remove the darts. And for sake of speeding up the video, I'm going to go ahead, you see me do these three, so we'll skip past the remaining three pieces and move on to the next step. Our next step is to go ahead and add some glue to the darts on all the pieces. And we'll just do all the darts on all the pieces at once, that way the glue has time to dry. We can fit the darts together all at once before gluing the rest of it. Let's press our darts in. This one was just not quite dry enough yet. There we go. Yeah. All right, is that it? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. All right, now that we have all of our darts are dry and ready to go, let's start connecting the foam skull together. Start by putting on glue around the parameters of all of our pieces. Well, again, I apologize for this being off camera, I'm learning. Okay, let's glue the top back to the top front. Line up the center of the top darts. Line up the bottom darts. Line up the back edges, and then we should press the front together. Ooh, a little sticky. And do it again. And now we'll glue the two top halves together. Line up that top center, bottom, line up the back edge, put the front, squeeze the front together. Line up that back edge, the bottom darts, and squeeze the front together. Nice and gentle. There you go. Now let's do the lower jaw. Put some glue on them. Let's let that. Okay, while that glue dries, I'm going to go ahead and do a rough fit. Make sure the top fits the mouth plate. It does. I'm going to put some glue on those. I forgot to glue that edge together to the back of the chin, so do that. Now I'm just applying some glue to the inside of the top foam skull. And applying some glue to the mouth plate. Let that dry. I'm going to pinch these two together. There we go. Now the glue's dry, we can go ahead and attach the top half of the head to the mouth plate. Lining up that edge of the foam to the edge of the mouth plate, making sure it's nice and pretty. Kind of squeeze it into place. Yep, that works. Okay. I'm going to do a rough fit for the bottom jaw. And here I'm going to mark out where I want to, the foam I want to remove on the back of the head for my hand to fit better. Didn't have that quite right, so let's just do that. There you go. Now we'll remove those pieces. Make a quick adjustment. Check it out. Yeah, we got a good fit. And let's apply some glue. And yeah, we're gonna put some more glue. We're gonna line up the center. Oh, pinching together a little bit. Okay, there we go. We're gonna line up the centers. And work from side to side, center out. Now we just get to take some time to admire our handiwork and see how she turned out. Nice. We likes this a lot. There you go, and that's what I got for you. It's that simple. Hey, I hope you really enjoyed that video. I hope you found it informative. So, if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video. Ring the little bell so that you'll get notifications when the next video comes out. On our next video, we're going to continue on where we left off. Mainly, I'm going to add some facial features to this sculpt, and I'm thinking some eye pieces and a nose, and we're going to cover them with some fleece. So look forward to that. Again, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below, or you can always find me on Facebook in the Puppet Makers Workshop. And I'm there to talk to you and discuss puppetry. I love discussing puppetry and puppet building with people. So give me a shout out. Talk to you later. Have a great one.